Hi YouTube, it's me Cassie, also known as the Lady C 82. That's not like another alias for me or something. That's just a suggestion that YouTube made, so I decided to take that name. But my real name is Cassie, and I decided to make this video and call it Confessions because I felt like I never really get a chance to talk to the YouTube community out there. I have a lot of my videos, they're made from pictures, and that's because I'm now getting adjusted to this whole social media um, YouTube world thing. But I wanted to be a part of the underground movement that's going on here on YouTube in reference to natural hair, and I wanted to become a natural hair vlogger because I feel like everyone had their own unique story, and I just wanted to share mine. So that's why I decided to call this video Confessions, because this is a confession of my natural hair story. Um, so where do I start? Basically, we're gonna go all the way back. Okay, I did a video diary, and I traced it from when I was a child all the way up until I big chopped my hair off. And the freeing experience it was for me personally. And I decided that I wanted to tell you guys what that had all to do with and how I came to that decision in the first place. Well, I'm 29 years old, and I grew up in a hair salon. Not a natural hair salon, just like a regular hair salon. And my aunt, she's been doing hair for about, since I was 5. So that's got to be, excuse my math, I'm 29, that's like 24 years she's been doing hair. She now lives in a different state, but she had 2 salons. Excuse the whole going dim, that's my Apple going on. She has 2 salons here. She had 2 salons here in New York, and now she has one in Atlanta, Georgia, where she moved to. Well, anyway, I'm saying that because basically, my natural hair journey comes from a very deep place. When I was younger, I'm going in. When I was younger, I personally feel like I was taught like not to like my hair. And I hate to say it like, oh, my hair, like it's just like a surface vanity thing, because it's really not. It's really not until I noticed how I was being treated, how it affected me psychologically, that I noticed that it wasn't just about a vanity thing and looking good. Because like I said, I grew up in a hair salon where my hair was always fly. My Aunt Sonia always did me up. I was always done to a T. And I didn't have to pay for not one hairstyle. I had every hairstyle that you could think about. But it was a little bit deeper than that, because my family, and a bit about my history, my heritage. I'm Guyanese. My family's Guyanese. But I'm born and raised here in America. Born in Los Angeles, raised in Brooklyn, New York. Stand up, Brooklyn, stand up. But my family. So this is what I had to. Sorry about the phone ringing. That was my mom. Anyway, so that's what I had to deal with. Like, I felt like I was literally taught, like, not, oh, blatantly, don't be with or don't like black people, but I was kind of taught that, dark skin is not in, if you're gonna like a guy, he should be light skinned, or he should look a certain way, or he should be Indian. I was kind of taught that specifically and directly. And then this is why I wanted to be a part of this journey so much. So fast forward, I always I permed my hair forever until when I got to college. And when I got to college, and my aunt moved to Georgia, and I didn't have anyone to do my hair anymore like that all the time. And I told you my hairstyle was free, always being done. I had adapted the skills of doing hair. I grew up in a hair salon, so I specifically myself know how to do hair, but not natural hair. I didn't know the tools and the science behind natural hair, but I knew everything that had to do with cutting, perming, blowing, because I used to help my aunt in the salon. After you grow up in a business, you adapt the skills within that business. So when I went to college, I finally said to myself, I am tired of doing this, because I didn't have the influence around me that I should be perming my hair, and this in my hair is going to be hard to deal with, and da 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 da. I decided, look, I'm going to go natural, and I decided to get dreads because I felt like dreads were the only way that you could be natural and it would be acceptable in the world that we live in. Because my family also made me feel like, you know, being natural, being in your natural state was something that a lot of people were not comfortable with, other cultures. And when you had to go get a job, or when you had to be presentable in front of other people, that you were not going to be accepted. And so the only thing that was accepted were dreads that you would know of, because they looked neat still, and it looked like you could still maintain a straight look kind of vibe. So I decided to, I don't know why my computer's doing that. I don't know. This is not my, this is new to me, this whole Apple thing. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so and I decided to go and have dreads when I was 19. I started growing my dreads by I put braids in my hair to transition for 6 months. And then I would slowly cut off all the perm. I twisted it and then slowly cut off all the perm ends. Like as it was twisting, every, you know, month I would cut off more. I would cut off more until my locks, began to form. And then I had a very supportive boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband. He specifically helped me with the decision to get my locks, because he was very much so into the natural hair thing and not perming. He's very socially conscious and conscious in general. So, you know, he also assisted in that movement that I made towards, you know, learning about myself and turning back to natural. So I had dreads, and I was very happy with my dreads when I had them. But I also felt like they were I'm a very small person. I'm 5 feet, and I only weigh about 115 pounds or 110 pounds. I'm a very small person. And my dreads looked as though, to me, it were like very overwhelming. I have a lot of thick hair, so it became very full, and I felt like it was just overwhelming my body, my head, my face, everything. And then when I became pregnant with my first son in 2005, February of 2005, you know, you go through all kind of crap when you're pregnant. You know, hormones are all over the place and your brain is not working correctly because your hormones are a chemistry in your brain. So, you know, and I actually was going through a little self-loathing thing because, you know, I was pregnant, and my husband, he's Puerto Rican. So I was like, you know, but I've known him since I was 12 years old. So anyway, I was like, you know, I'm gonna have a son and he's gonna be fly, and, you know, because I was already taught, I was not where I am now mentally. So, you know, I was already taught about, you know, being biracial was where it was at kind of vibe. And, you know, so I thought, you know, my son was going to be fly and he was going to be so cute, although he really is. But not because he's biracial. But anyway, I thought he was going to be so fly and so cute. And usually in school, I learned, you know, when you take psychology and sociology classes, you learn a lot about the human beings, behavior and psyche and things of this nature. And I specifically thought, you know, I had learned that your children mimic, you know, their parents a lot of the time, the image of their parents. So a lot of times the female child mimics a lot of her mate after who her father is, or if they like the qualities of the father and things of that nature, they mimic their mate from those, you know, because that's their first love in reference to the opposite sex, yada, yada, yada. So I interpreted this time. I took that time while I was sitting out pregnant, 4 months, and I decided to cut all my dreads off because I didn't want my son to bring me home a woman, you know, who was natural with nappy hair. You know what I mean? And, you know, this is a real confession. I'm even saying this in public because when I cut my dreads off, I didn't even tell my husband that that's what I was thinking about. Because you know, this is like it's just core issues. These are core issues. You don't always let people know about the demons that you have inside of your heart and soul. So I didn't even tell him. I just thought, oh, I'm tired of it. But I knew internally what I really did when I wanted to make that move. I was mainly like, you know, my son is going to be fly and he's going to have a fly chick. And, you know, I don't want no nappy-headed girl coming or him bringing a girl with dreads to me or whatever. He's got to have the cream de la crop. This is like the psyche. Like, this is how crazy I was. Like, absolutely nuts. And I don't want to say, oh, I'm blaming it. But there are a lot of different factors and facets where these, where all of this thinking comes from in reference to society, media. But the reason why I hold my family accountable is because I feel like regardless of what goes on outside of your home, there are a lot of things that you cannot control. And within the home is what you can control. And when you're getting that type of stereotype and stigma from within your home and within your family, it's harder for you to really learn and understand what's right and what's wrong, or, you know, to just make that different, you know, to make that difference in, you know, what's right. And so because I always got it growing up, it was like already ingrained in my brain like a rope that you could not dig up, you know. And so I cut all my dreads off. And after I cut all my dreads off, I just braided my hair throughout the rest of the pregnancy. And then when I had my son, and like a month later, I decided I was going to perm my hair back because, you know, I wanted to see what it was like. I had my dreads for 3 years, so my hair hadn't touched a processing for like 3 years. And let me tell y'all, once I took